All right, welcome. Today we're going to dive deep into the story of one single, really powerful tarot card, the Three of Wands. Now, this is a card all about looking out toward the horizon, but what it actually shows you, well, that depends entirely on the path you're currently on. So let's get right into it.
You know that old saying, fortune favors the brave? Well, that is the perfect key for unlocking the Three of Wands. At its core, this card is all about the rewards you get from taking bold, forward-thinking action. It's about looking ahead, making a plan, and having the courage to actually go for it. So, let's start with this view of what's next. If you look at the classic card, you see this figure looking out as their ships sail off toward the horizon. But here's the thing. This isn't a passive moment. This is that little pause right after you've put your plans into motion and you're watching them begin to unfold. It's all about active planning.
And at the heart of this entire card is one single concept: foresight. Now, this isn't about some kind of magic crystal ball prediction. It's about smart, strategic planning, having the vision to see where your efforts are actually going to lead you. This one idea is the engine that drives everything else about this card.
To really get a handle on the Three of Wands, it helps to think of it as one single journey, but a journey with two very different outcomes. The first one, it's a story of success, of expansion, of your world getting bigger. The second one, though, is a story of setbacks, a journey that gets stalled, or worse, is forced to turn back.
So first up, let's explore the good path, what we'll call the path of expansion. This is what the card means when it's upright. This is the story of that successful voyage, where all your foresight and your bravery are just about to pay off, big time.
On this path, that journey could be totally literal. We're talking moving abroad, traveling to some new, exciting place. But, it can also be metaphorical. It's about spreading your wings, breaking free from whatever was holding you back, and just really experiencing life. It's this powerful symbol of freedom and pure adventure.
And this is where you start to see the rewards of all that careful planning. This is that amazing moment where your hard work starts to become something real, something tangible. It points to success, to growth, and the expansion of your world, whether that's in business or just that quiet, happy feeling of knowing you made the right choices.
So what's the one ingredient that makes this successful journey possible? What's the fuel? It's self-confidence. It's that deep self-belief that lets you plan boldly, take those calculated risks, and go after your goals without second-guessing yourself.
Okay, but what happens when things don't go to plan? Now we have to look at the other side of the story, the path of restriction. When the card shows up reversed, it's telling the story of a journey that's failing. Plans are falling through, progress has ground to a halt, and you might just find yourself right back where you started.
You know that feeling of having your wings clipped? That's the core emotion here. Yeah, it could literally mean coming home early from a trip or moving back home when you didn't want to, but more often, it's that deep, frustrating sense that your plans got canceled, progress has just stopped, and you feel totally and completely stuck.
So why does this happen? Well, the card suggests it all comes down to a lack of foresight. Maybe you're being haunted by the past, letting old failures or fears mess with your current decisions, and that leads directly to self-doubt, disappointment, and just a whole lot of frustration.
Okay, so we've got these two very different paths, but how does this stuff actually show up in our day-to-day lives? Let's make this real and apply it to two of the biggest areas for most of us: your love life and your career.
In love, the path of expansion means things are really moving forward. Your relationship is growing, maybe it's a long-distance thing that's actually working. Or you're in a partnership where you both feel free and adventurous together. On the flip side, the path of restriction points to stagnation. You feel held back, maybe even trapped, or you're being haunted by an old relationship that's stopping you from moving on.
And it's a really similar story when you look at your career. The path of expansion? That could look like a job overseas, expanding your business, shaking things up and seeing real growth. But the path of restriction? Well, that's all about canceled travel plans, a job offer that falls through, and that deep frustration with having no opportunity, feeling completely stuck in a dead-end role.
So when you put these two paths side by side, you really start to get to the core message of this card. See, it's not just about what's happening to you, it's about the choices you're making, and which horizon you've chosen to look toward.
And this right here, this is the key takeaway. The Three of Wands doesn't just predict your future, it holds up a mirror to your mindset right now. It's basically asking you, are you actively planning and embracing the adventure, or are you letting yourself be held back by a lack of vision?
So ultimately, it all boils down to this one choice. Are you choosing foresight and action, looking ahead, making your next move, and diving into the journey? Or are you choosing doubt and the past, where you're held back, you don't have a plan, and you're letting what happened yesterday define what happens tomorrow?
And that really just leaves us with one final, very personal question. As you stand there on your own cliff, looking out at everything that's to come, which horizon are you looking toward? And what plan have you set in motion to get there?